Hello everyone, how are you doing? Welcome to an algebra video tutorial. In this one, we're going to be learning about how to evaluate polynomials. So we've been working with polynomials. We know how to name and define polynomials. Evaluating polynomials is simply recognizing that a polynomial is an algebraic expression. It's telling you, here's numbers, here's variables, here's powers of variables, adding, subtracting. It's telling you what to do. And so when we evaluate them, we're simply replacing the variables with numbers and then just calculating with our order of operations. So here we go. In this problem, you were asked to say, well, let's evaluate the polynomial when x equals -3. And my polynomial is 5 times x squared, that's the first term, minus 6 times x, that's the second term, plus 2. That's my constant term at the very end. So the first thing I want to do, if I'm asked to evaluate it, is I want to replace all the variables with the fact that x equals -3. I'm going to substitute those in for all the x variables. So let's rewrite this now. We got 5 times, now watch carefully here, I'm going to use a parentheses, putting -3 in for x, but I still have everything else the same around it. Minus 6 times -3 plus 2. Now I use the parentheses because it's really easy to make mistakes, especially when you have exponents, to not apply things correctly, or to not include things correctly. So when I'm putting that -3 in, I want to square whatever I'm putting in for x. In this case, I'm putting the negative and the 3 in for x, so I put the parentheses to make sure that I square the whole thing. If I don't, I might square the 3, but then forget the negative, especially if I'm just putting it into my calculator. My calculator is dependent on using the parentheses to include it. So when I'm evaluating polynomials, I like to put parentheses around whatever I'm inputting in for variables. All right, so there we go. We've inputted -3 in for both x's. Now, let's calculate it doing the order of operations. The first thing I need to do is parentheses. Well, I don't have anything to simplify in parentheses, so I'm going to go on to exponents. I have a -3 squared. -3 squared is just +9. Negative times a negative turns into +9. I still have that multiplied by 5. I still got 6 times -3 there, and I still got the plus 2 at the end. I haven't done anything else, I just took care of the exponent. Alright, so we did parentheses, we did exponents. My next order of operations is multiplication and division from left to right. So now let's go from left to right. 5 times 9, that's going to be 45. Minus, I'm going to ignore that for now, 6 times -3 is going to be -18. Again, I'm using my parentheses to help keep things organized nicely, plus 2. All right, all my multiplication and division is done. I'm feeling pretty good about things. Now let's do addition and subtraction from left to right. So I got 45 minus a negative number. Well, I'm going to rewrite that, or I'm realizing that that's addition. So we got 45 plus 18. I can rewrite subtracting a negative as an addition, plus 2. Well, 45 plus 18 plus 2 is going to just turn into 65. So when I'm inputting x, -3 in for x, the polynomial ends up equaling 65. There we go. That's an example of evaluating a polynomial.